Hello and welcome to round 2 coverage from the 2019 Las Vegas Challenge here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the opening PDGA National Tour of the year. As always, Big Sexy commentary here with you, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
And we've got the young Anthony Barela leading the way at 15 under par. Killer circle one putting 100%, fairways hit 94, although that's not hard to do on a lot of these fairways are pretty wide and generous, but still 15 under is smoke and start. And we've got Chris Shotwell from Innova factory store legend, Chris Shotwell with a 14 under.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
100% putting, 100% scramble.
And these are two guys that you're going to expect to see on these big open courses doing well. We got Simon Lizotte, 13 under, and Garrett Gurthie, another 100% circle one, 100% scramble. Looking like a double G that he is.
Definitely, man. Group 6 low profile. Thank you for that. We are on the Innova Discs course today, the course that we will be playing 2 times in the event, probably the hardest of the 3. And this is hole 1, par 3, 393, straight away. If you've got a big forehand, that's a good play. Other than that, it's going to be kind of a straight fairway driver. If you turn it over, there is OB right. If you hyzer out, you're going way down the hill. You're probably not making that putt.
Pretty difficult starting hole.
Yeah.
You hear it there. He's already got a win under the belt for the 2019 season.
He's already got an 8 here in the books and still only February.
Is he still 15?
Years old?
Yeah.
I think he's close.
It's like 19
He's
or
probably
18.
actually 19. He's out of high school now, so he can focus on disc golf, and we'll see what happens. I bet he just parks a bunch of shots.
And that's a great-looking forehand there.
He's got a lot of power with the forehand.
Wow.
He deserved better skip. Oh, wow. And terrible roll
That's
to boot.
Las Vegas Steelgrass. Horrible roll.
Chris Shotwell.
Chris Shawwal, super nice guy. If you haven't heard of him, he works at the Innova factory store, and he is a very, very talented player.
If you've ever bought a Sexton Firebird or a Big German Thunderbird, most likely this guy packed your order or did something with it. So,
but maybe he needs a disc now because he's kicking our butts.
Yeah, big time.
13 under par. Your 2018 European Disc Golf Champion, Simon Lizotte.
Really don't need to say anything about Simon. You guys all know.
Greatest European player ever.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to say for sure, but I'm going to put him there.
Yeah, there's definitely some arguments, some Swedes back in the day.
I'm gonna put him there. No disrespect to Lundmark and Nybo.
Oh, nice little hyzer. Yeah, we got Marcus Schulstrom.
Rounding out the card, also at 13 under.
Yeah, some good players in
Winner
Europe.
of the 2018 Siouxtown Open, Garrett Gurthie.
Double G. Look at the distance we've got on this card.
Yeah, there's going to be some
Unreal.
bombs. Mm-hmm. Garrett's probably just going with a slow Sonic here.
Yeah.
No, it's probably mid-range. Yeah,
it
probably
quite
is.
straighten up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think between AB, Simon, and Double G, that's for sure 3 of the top 10 distance throwers in the world.
No doubt.
Nice, smart layup there.
A lot of these baskets are going to be on hillsides. And we talked about this at the end of the last round. The wind in round 2 is substantial.
Whoa.
You can see these putts lifting. That flag's not blowing super hard. Well, you can kind of see it flapping a little bit there, but
There it comes.
yeah, it's
Wow, and look how far. Shotwell must have rolled almost.
oh, and that's going to be another.
Man, another little bit. That's not as much. That's more putt left than you want after you just missed 2. That's going to feel really nervy.
Yeah, no doubt. Simon in for the nice birdie there. Well, hyzer spike into the hillside. That's not an easy thing to do. This ground is still a little bit soft from the snow that we received the night before the first round. And Shotwell is in for his bogey.
Good save there.
Yeah, it's a good putt. I always find these to be quite hard. The downhill headwind putts. It doesn't matter how short that putt is.
Yeah.
That's an awkward putt. You kind of feel unbalanced standing over it, and having to putt downhill with that wind really exposes that nose plate or the
flight plate.
Yeah, the
really
flight plate,
likely
yeah.
to drop the putt. Hole 2, one of the only kind of woodsy feeling holes on the
Yeah.
property. We're kind of off on the fringe here. 270 tunnel shot. It's got pretty slidey ground, so you just need to kind of play a firm mid-range, land 30 to 40 short, try to get under these last low branches. I think all these guys, actually we might see a couple hyzers over the top, but I think the mid-range up the middle is the prevailing play.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong tailwind at the time we were playing it. So I imagine that over-the-top shot's a little more difficult. Simon just catching that last tree.
One tree out there. I think that was his MD.
And as technical as this hole is, and we're going to see another tree finger there from the leader so far, Anthony Barela. It's going to come up about maybe 150 feet short.
Garrett needs to miss it, and he does.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, beautiful. All the way to the pin.
Park job. This is actually the the easiest hole in the course. It's kind of surprising, and it's especially surprising considering that number is 2.82. It means that there weren't that many gimme birdies on the course.
Playing tough today. AB, gonna lay this. Oh, boy. And this could be somewhat almost a disaster, really, when you're talking about the easiest hole in the course. He's got to make that putt.
And Shoddy, as they call him, lays up. Have it tapping for par in hole 2, and Simon as well with that low ceiling.
Yeah, it must have been no play.
Simon pretty aggressive from that distance typically.
All right, AB.
Speaking of aggressive player.
Oh, wow. That might be tough coming back.
AB is a do-or-die putter. When he's feeling it, you can see that putting stroke is really nice, very committed, very strong, but if he misses that putt, he typically has a lot of comebackers, so it'll be an interesting thing to keep an eye on for this round.
Yeah.
Especially with the wind picking up. Those long putts, even if you have a 20-foot comebacker, there's no guarantees.
And Garrett parks it. No one else in the group really even able to make an effort for 2. Great birdie.
And we only saw one bogey in the round 1 feature group. Through 2 holes, we've already got 2 red dots on the scorecard.
End of a course, a little tougher. Hole 3, par 3, 270. Not technically an island hole, but it almost plays as one. Any OB will go to a drop zone where you're across the water, getting almost a guaranteed 4. The wind is really ripping left to right here, so the backhand hyzer's getting smashed down. The forehand hyzer's getting lifted up.
And it's short and wide open. Well, it's not really wide open because that tree is just...
Is that in bounds? No. So he's going to be going to the drop zone there. Kept it a little too inside.
Only issue I have with the out of bounds in this hole is that it's not the actual reeds. The out of bounds comes up maybe 4 or 5 feet off the reeds. And it's like, well, the reason that it's out of bounds is because the water's there. So it doesn't really make sense that you'd be out of bounds being in bounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes it more clear, not a judgment call for the group, but this is in real trouble.
Oh, and that's going to be out of bounds, even though he's, that
I don't mind it. I mean, it makes the hole much more difficult.
I understand that being out of bounds, but I guess what I'm saying is like put the rope along the reeds.
Sure,
that's what I'm saying. Then there's no judgment call.
And this is going a little too fast, I think.
It's got a knife down. Oh, look at that.
And that's out of there.
Yeah, anything coming in with speed and angle is subject to skip up and roll. Do we only have 1 shot in bounds?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So lead group having a little bit of trouble.
A low forehand there, slides that up nicely. Wow, no.
And AB, I went out of bounds yesterday, so I actually looked at the...
Oh, this is going to be a triple?
Yeah, it's going to be a 6 for Anthony. And just like that lead. Sayonara.
Simon does what he's supposed to, makes birdie here.
That's a long jump putt, and to be able to go over the basket from there, that just shows how much spin and strength he has in that jump putt, but also kind of talking about that do or die mentality there.
I mean, maybe not the time to be running it from over 100 feet.
Yeah, crazy. Who knows if he was even trying to run it? He
could have just lifted on him.
Right. I mean, you see that tailwind, and you think traditionally with tailwinds, you got the disc lifting up, but sometimes if that nose angle is just caught just right, it lifts and carries, and it's so hard to predict sometimes what it's going to do.
And certainly he just saw Shotwell go a little low. You do not want to hit those reeds.
Yeah.
So you're going to put it above that, and then maybe just gets away from him. Hole 4, par 3, 357. This one is pretty obstructed from the tee. You have kind of like a flex backhand low play, big wide hyzer is what I expect to see from these guys, especially with this wind. But you really have to be careful how much it lifts the disc. It's really tough to get it down in time to hit it right near that basket.
Yeah, the play is to take something overstable. I imagine Simon will be throwing a PD2 here, just throwing up with a lot of angle, using that right to left crosswind that we have, and just trying to tombstone the ground. And there's the tombstone, but didn't quite get the distance.
Yeah, I would have been impressed. I mean, he could do it, but that was so high to get the distance on this hole. 357 at that height is not easy.
We're talking about Simon Lizotte here.
Yeah,
Come on.
See if Garrett can do it. That is also ridiculously high. Yeah, that'll work.
And there's that tombstone, yeah. You can see that soft soil just allowing the disc to just nestle into the ground right there.
What a fantastic shot.
Yeah, I'm wondering when you're throwing that shot if they're expecting the disc to do that or if it's just kind of like lucky that, okay, I played lawn darts this time,
Yeah, I think they are expecting it. That was way inside from Chris. The power and the height was decent, but he just was super, super early on the release.
Yeah, we're not seeing that hot start that he came out round 1 with, but maybe he can pick it back up here in a little bit.
Just a little short from AB.
Yeah, and a little bit less spike angle, so you got a little bit of skip on the ground, skipped a little bit closer to the basket.
I'm expecting Shotwell to probably just lay up here. He's pretty far away.
Yeah, that's going to be a headwind as well.
He kind of did go at it. Nice.
This is a really good putt to run here. You got that tailwind, so you can be really firm with it. Uphill with the hillside behind it to catch anything that goes long. But
bit of a rollaway risk, though. This is a scary green for that. Maybe just high left.
Yeah. Probably a little bit too high, a little bit too left to stay.
Oh, absolutely.
But maybe without the wind, could have.
I don't think he's thinking spit out. That looked like a miss to me. A little bit, just a little off.
I don't think it's spit out, but when the wind's blowing like that,
sure.
Sometimes it can stay, and sometimes that wind just pushes it out.
No.
Oh no, Garrett. And that's the problem we've seen with him in the past.
My first real course was Willamette Park in Corvallis, Oregon, and I played with my dad. We kind of got into it together.
For me, it was Eric Johnson at Leverage Park.
For me, it was my childhood friends, the Dory family. We played Eudora Park in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Maybe comment with some of your
Yeah, sure.
stories.
Let us hear it. Let us hear it. How long you been playing? For sure. I've been almost 20 years now. I'm really happy to have found this game.
13th year for me, but yeah. First course, who it was with. Share those stories. Those are kind of, I love that stuff.
For sure. Hole 5, par 4. This one is going all the way straight and over the golf green. Low backhand is probably your best play if you can kind of get around or under this one guardian tree right in the middle of the fairway. You see Simon go directly at it, unfortunately.
Oh. Well, not with Simon power. That goes right
by it, and that's way up there.
That's a great place to be. That tree is really perfectly placed to make you decide, do you want to throw a forehand, flex around? It's hard to...
Garrett gets a perfect shot here. This is the only thing that could happen to this is go on the golf green with his power.
Wow, what a rip that was. That is perfect place. And gives him a really good angle to come into the hillside. When you leave it a little bit further to the left, that street behind the basket comes in play a little bit.
Yes.
And makes the approach a little bit trickier, especially with the basket being on top of that mound. If you crest that mound at all, you know your disc is going to be out of bounds.
That's 3 fantastic shots so far. And AB, can he bring it back in bounds?
Caught the edge of that.
Not bad at all. I mean, really, those guys made that look pretty easy. And this is a nice roll, actually. Maybe it's getting farther away now.
Yeah, that's
but you
right.
Kind of like getting to the middle.
That's right by that tree that you do want to miss. So it's actually, that's leaving him a pretty long approach.
Nova? That's a crush.
Wow, what a shot there. That's a huge shot for a Nova. Well over 300 feet.
Wow.
Chris using the green to slide up the hill. Very well done. Hole's averaging 3.97, just below par. But just enough difficulty. Probably a lot of people going out of bounds long.
Yeah, it's so easy to do. If you go off the back of this hill, that cart path back there, or street, or whatever it is very, very close.
And Garrett with the AVR X3. Slides
Even
up
this
nicely.
is kind of scaring me.
Yep, and that's what I'm talking about right there. That's going to go out of bounds.
Wow.
Just barely crest the hill. Simon's drive was too good. Couldn't even throw a putter slow enough, and he's got a long comeback putt for his par here.
I think, unfortunately, I think I saw that one that went, oh no.
Is this doing it again?
Looks to have stopped. I was going to say it looked like an Oregon Duck stampede too, so I'm not really surprised that it ended up sliding out.
Oh, man. If you guys ever want to win a Nate Sexton giveaway, the secret is just say go Beebs.
It'll help you. It can't hurt you. I'll say that much.
Simon taps out his bogey. That is a tough bogey to swallow after that perfect drive. And Garrett's going straddle here. I haven't seen him straddle in the past. It might be a new thing for 2019. Have to keep an eye on that one throughout the course of this round.
Very nice birdie.
And Shawwal with a nice birdie. So Simon, who's been leading the way so far, takes the bogey while the other three pick up the birdie on hole 5.
Hole 6, par 3, 222. This is a true island hole. You're going over the water, and you're kind of limited in how much hyzer you can put on the disc because of the big palm trees right there. So you really have to throw a very straight shot right at the basket. Your OB if you go long, your OB if you go left. Obviously, the water's OB. There is a forehand spike play, but you don't see it much. I think it's going to just be a putter dead straight. Hit a little short.
The forehand spike play is a little bit scary because the wind is left to right, and you have to get it pretty high over that tree that you see on the left side. So most players are definitely going to be taking this backhand straight at it.
Beautiful. I thought it was too high, but such a nice, overstable, slow putter. Drops it down there just perfectly.
That's that AVR X3 that we showed him last year, right around this time last year in March.
This needs to sit. Looks like it's moving slow enough. That's a very scary putt, but it's inbounds.
Yeah, that's not the putt you want. Even though it's 27 feet or so, you're looking just straight at the water here.
And here comes that Nova again. Beautiful.
Yeah. It's really nice. That rubber edge seems to just grab the ground sometimes. It's really nice and Velcro-y.
What do you think? MD5?
Yeah, it looks like a mid-range. Simon playing the hillside nicely. A lot of times you see hyzers hit that hillside and get the counter skip into the water, but all the players are able to avoid. Out of bounds for now.
Oh, man.
And it does trickle into the water.
That was a very gutsy putt.
Yeah.
Nice height on it. Really, I mean, you have to. You're on the lead card. It's beyond your control. You have to run that.
Yeah, no kidding.
If you want any chance of holding your position.
Only thing you
Unfortunate.
can maybe do is do more of an up and down style of putting just to kind of avoid that comeback here. But
But even that, you might rim off. It doesn't guarantee you anything.
That's true.
Unfortunate.
But
AB looking at a birdie. Nicely done.
Back-to-back birdies for Anthony Barela. And
Somewhat riding the ship after really a nightmare start.
yeah, no kidding. That 6 on 3 was really difficult. But Garrett able to tap in his birdie as well.
Hole 7, par 4, 432. This is probably the signature hole of the course, for better or for worse. It is super, super hard. I mean, I think this is kind of the pinnacle of the excitement. Maybe 18 as well is a really good one, but this one with the OB green, OB water, hazard sand traps, and OB right behind the pin. It's like a super drivable par 4, not that long, but just so scary.
And Garrett has
I
ripped
think
his
this
shot.
might go a little long.
Just needs to slow down. That bunker will slow it down immediately, unfortunately. Just catching the lip of it. But,
It's so slippery. Like, I almost think that's OB either way.
Yeah.
If he clears the top, he's shooting down the backside. If he hits the lip, it's so hard.
maybe best case scenario to hit that lip.
Maybe.
It's hard to really say. This looks like this is going to head right to the bunker as well, unless it's
Stop. Oh, beautiful.
That's really nice. Another 10 feet, 15 feet, and he's got to tap in. Simon going for the high, wide shot. This is looking really nice as well. Just got to miss that inside bunker.
What?
Wow. And look
Sit.
at
Yes.
that ground play. Wow.
Wow. Not too many feet off of a albatross, if you can call it that. Ace of par 4.
It's, they call it a par 4.
Yikes.
Wow. So close. Don't really want to call it a par 4. I mean, these guys are throwing simple hyzer shots. And they're slowing down their drive to get to it. But just with that green in the middle, making people choose whether they want to go for it or lay up.
Give us the numbers.
Well, it had a tremendous number of eagles. Or birdies, whatever you want to call it.
What's the average?
The average is, all right, the average is 3.99.
All right, man. I think it's legit.
You can't always go on scoring average. Hole 17 at Winthrop is probably averaging 3.99. Was that a par 4?
Yeah, there's a good layup. I mean, it's an interesting design. We don't see that much of like the ultra drivable par 4s in disc golf.
Right.
I don't mind them experimenting with it. It's kind of a frustrating hole to play, in my opinion, but certainly exciting.
Well, and there's a huge beagle putt.
Yeah, big time beagle.
I like calling them beagles.
And we got another one on deck.
Oh,
come on.
No, that would be a party putt.
And that went a long way.
That didn't go out of bounds, did it?
No, I don't believe so, but there's a lot of sand to be thinking about now. Oh, boy.
My goodness. And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's something that is kind of plagues him. It's feast or famine with AB on the green sometimes. I mean, I've seen him not miss a putt for, 2 days.
Yeah.
But then on the third day, it's just he just putts with so much force.
Yeah, nice birdie from Shotwell. Hole 8, par 3, 427. This one has been lengthened and moved a little bit to the right. It is a little downhill, kind of blind off the tee. You've got the cart path wrapping right around the basket. So I think we'll see kind of like maybe a hard thrown mid-range or a big forehand.
Nate, I'm sorry I didn't give you your shout out on the last hole.
Hey man, I don't need a shout out.
Well, Nate got a 2 in the last hole, everybody. So
it was fun. I was 5 feet away. I don't know. Just went perfect.
Computer claps are in order here.
And Simon, I think that's that mid range I was thinking of.
Yeah,
could maybe be a fairway driver, but a nice play.
Slides up nicely there. It'll be really difficult for any of these guys. Well, actually Anthony has the
forehand for sure.
Yeah, but Shotwell does not throw the forehand that much.
Nice shot.
But he does throw. Would you say that Chris shot well there?
Yeah, that was a well shot. Well shot well.
Oh my God. Garrett with a backhand turnover.
Wow, fading on him. Sit. Good.
Woo.
That'll be okay.
Anthony is
really?
Wow.
I thought I would have expected forehand destroyer.
Yep, surprising.
Ooh, man, I bet he wishes he'd gone with it too.
Yeah, and he's got all the power for it. That's a. I don't want to say it's a mistake, but that's a mistake.
I mean,
yeah, it's a mistake. I'll say that. I do want to say that's a mistake because that's what that is.
Yeah,
he's got the forehand distance on hyzer. He doesn't have to flex anything,
and no real risk.
Mm-hmm.
Going big here. It's a long way to putt without even a jump. Double G looking good in the black and gold.
And that's the AVR X3 again. I'm surprised that. I guess with just too much wind.
Wind, yeah. It's not Sonic's not a wind lover. You're gonna float away.
And Simon with that nice nose up angle, trying to ride that headwind all the way in, but just came up a bit short.
Oh man,
pulling for Shotty there. That was a really nice effort. Just, whew. I'm going to go ahead and say that he snuck her in the bucker. And we got a little update here. Martin Hendel out of Canada. 6 down. One of my favorite players to watch in the game. If you've ever seen Martin Hendel play, one of the smoothest backhand players you've ever seen. If there's anyone that knows the exact flight of their disc, it's Martin Hendel. The guy just is a disc expert.
Hole 9, par 4, 601, coming out of the tunnel. If you get clear of the tunnel, you really don't have too much to worry about other than just overcooking the approach and finding that hazard sand trap. But getting out of the tunnel is no small feat. You know, you're trying to throw really a lot of power. You haven't really seen too much tunnel golf in a while. It can be kind of a nervy shot, at least for me.
I kind of thought that Simon might line up the big high anhyzer here.
Yeah, I thought maybe too.
It was a left to right tailwind, so it's kind of begging for it.
No need if he's doing this, though.
Yeah, he's got a long putt on the 600-foot hole. I actually did convince him to do that shot a couple years ago, and he did, and he was out of bounds in the neighborhood to the right. It was probably a 650-foot shot. So maybe that was going through his mind. I don't know. Garrett also has been known for throwing a couple shots pretty far.
Wow.
Yeah, that's blasted.
Couple 500-foot flat to hyzers right there.
I mean, these are just, that's almost too good of a drive. Now you're almost feeling like you might have to run that eagle putt, and that's a scary thing to do with the bunker right behind the green.
I bet they lay it up, but we'll see.
You bet Simon lays that up?
I think so.
Really?
But you might know him better than I.
I'll take that bet.
That cut through pretty far, actually, but didn't go OB. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of trees over there, and he seems to have found a spot that might not be obstructed. AB a little bit tight, a little bit wide, but that's hyzering back nicely. Shouldn't be much difficulty from there to get up and down.
Nicely done.
Shotty's got a little bit more distance and going with a forehand here. That's
Check.
got it.
Check.
Yeah.
Get out. Get out. Wow.
Oh, that's something you don't see very
And
often.
that's a pretty makeable putt.
And AB is jump putting. I mean, that's crazy. And,
What?
oh, don't go in the bunker.
Wow. Finally, not a bad break for AB.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's been having some struggles.
Second easiest hole in the course. These guys are looking at.
It's
Yeah,
not a layup.
I definitely win that bet.
I owe you a smoothie or something.
Thanks. And Garrett's going to X3 just to avoid the little carry there. The wind looks like it's died down, but it's still out there.
Dang, that would have been such a cool birdie.
Yeah, it would have been really cool. And once again, see Garrett with that straddle. Okay.
Working.
All right. Keep it up, young fella.
AB in for birdie.
No twos on the day. This is one of those par fours that's just close enough to that drivable distance that I feel like you're going to see
maybe
one or two.
It's been lengthened, so it's like a little harder than it was in the past. 601.
Yeah.
And without really the room to play the full turning shot. So
Yeah,
it's
but
tough. I could almost imagine a cut roller.
that's an
It's kind of tight at the front, but maybe.
It's a little bit tight at the early end, but there's the front nine, folks.
Wow, what a battle we got going. None of these guys coming out of the gates especially hot, to be honest, but we'll see if they can kind of right the ship on the back nine, settle in. First national tour of the year. Doesn't get any more exciting.
Yeah, that's right. See you guys for the back nine, round two, the Las Vegas Challenge.